Welcome to Finding Your Worth from Within, the podcast where I'm going to be helping you up-level your life, find your true self, and ignite the best version of you. I'm your host, Sana, your go-to self-worth mentor, facilitating hundreds of women to unlock your self-belief, master your emotions, and take back control of negative thoughts. We're going to be covering everything self-worth for South Asian women, how to ditch your self-doubt, kick other people's judgment to the curb, and learn how to finally use your voice clearly and with confidence. With the practical tools and spiritual teachings that I give you in this podcast, don't be surprised when this magic begins to massively elevate your life. So whether you're going for a walk, driving home, or listening with a cup of coffee, let's get stuck in. Hey, and welcome to today's episode of Finding Your Worth from Within. Today, I am talking to you all about identity. What is the identity that you are holding on to now? And who is the identity, or what is the identity of the person you want to become? Because I had a call with a client today and we were speaking about her getting a job or starting a new business. She's been off with the kids for a very long time, a few years now, and she's feeling like it's time to get started and do something new. Now, funny enough, she's not the only one over the last 24 hours that I've had a conversation with about being a mum and the way it changes you when you go back to work. But that, I feel, is another podcast for another time. Right now, what we wanted to dial in with her was she felt like she was like, I don't even know where to start. I don't know what I want to do, or it just feels so out of reach for me, she was saying. So we really dialed in on what her nervous system felt comfortable with. And it was more of an identity shift for her. She didn't identify as somebody that goes out and works, that runs a business. For her at the minute, her identity has been really, really ingrained in being a stay-at-home mum. And when I say her kids are older now, they're like, I would say around seven years old. So she's been being a stay-at-home mum for a very long time now. And while she's loved it, now's the time where she's like, okay, well, what about me? Like, I feel like I want more from life. I want to be more fulfilled. I want a purpose. So in today's session, she was like, I'm going to help. What do? I don't know where to start. I don't have any ideas. And we looked at what felt good for her, whether, first of all, it was a job that she wanted, a part-time job, or whether it was something of her own. And of course, it was something of her own. She was like, I've always dreamed of having my own business and doing something of my own. So once we got that straight with her, we floated a few ideas of what she likes to do, where her hobbies lie, and what felt good. I took her through a process of feeling into which of these ideas felt right for her. And again, at the moment in this session, it was very exploratory, just playing with ideas, seeing what feels good, seeing what feels where the resistance shows up, and seeing what feels heavy. But what we soon realized for her was that it was all about her identity, like I said, because for so long, her personality, her identity has been a mum at home, and everything she's done has been towards the family and her kids. To change that and pivot that and become someone else seemed really out of reach for her. So what we did was we looked at ways that she can expand her nervous system. And by removing the perception of work or a job or a business, it made things feel a lot lighter. So what we landed on was she was going to go and commit to some sort of charity or volunteer work once or twice a week, because over and over again in our session, it was like the third time she'd said it, she was saying, I really like helping people. I really like helping people. So to me, it was a no-brainer. I was like, why don't you go and help people? Find somewhere where you want to volunteer that aligns with you. Find a charity that aligns with you and go and volunteer for an hour or 2 hours a week, whatever suits you, whatever's good for you, because that isn't a job then. That isn't a business then. It's a project. It's a project you're working on. It's something you're doing that is going to fulfill you, that is going to bring purpose to you, but there's no pressure on it. And the minute we did that, she was like, oh, that feels so much lighter. Oh my God. And by the end of the session, she was like, I'm actually really excited about this. Like, oh yeah, this feels really good. But what we're really doing is we are expanding her nervous system. We are changing her identity. By changing her identity, from a stay-at-home mum to somebody that goes out and volunteers and has that commitment to the volunteering. She's altering who she is because her commitment no longer just lies with the family and the kids. Her commitment now lies also with the volunteering. So can you see how here what we did with her was create a new behavior in order to create new identity? Once she's used to volunteering, once she's used to being this person that goes and volunteers, and commits these couple of hours a week to this purpose that she likes, she's obviously going to meet different people there, have different conversations. She might get ideas of things that she wants to do, but that's halfway house there. That's evidence to her that actually she's not just, in quotes, a stay-at-home mom. That's evidence to her that actually she is the type of person that gets out there and does things. She is the type of person that looks for purpose and fulfillment. That halfway house creates evidence for her to then move on to, well, if I can do this, and if I've made a change, and if I'm the type of person that makes a change, and if I'm the type of person that gets out, then actually maybe I can be the type of person that runs a business, and maybe I can be the type of person that sets up a passion project. Maybe I'm the type of person that can start my own business from home. By switching her identity, we are giving her brain and her body evidence that she can make changes. Now, for her, it actually ran a lot deeper because when we dove into the energetics of what was holding her back, I actually found it was in her heart, like she was holding it in her heart quite a lot. And I dialed into a time, and I was like, it feels like teenage years, around grades at school. And she knew what I was talking about straight away. She was like, yeah, it was. And we were talking over the top of each other. I was like, GCSEs. She was like, yeah, finishing each other's sentences. And I could feel that it was her GCSEs when she said, my mom always said, like, you should work hard to get your grades. And she goes, I just didn't get them. I just didn't get those grades. And I could really feel in her heart, this was the moment that she kind of decided, well, what's the point? For her, there was a word that was coming that was failure. Like, what's the point in trying if I'm going to fail anyway? And that in that moment, as a teenager, she didn't see it as hurt back then, but it was a situation that she took, absorbed, and literally created walls around her heart around. And that version of her, that hurt, that wound was showing up now. That what's the point in trying? Because what if I fail? What if I can't do this? So by dialing right into her energy, I was able to pick up where this was stuck. And then obviously there was processing activations to move through it. And we've put in action steps so that she can change that for herself, change the identity piece and release from the heart. It was the heart. There was an element of her that felt a little bit disappointed, a little bit, what's the point in trying? By the practices and exercises that we do together, we opened up her heart. And then also, once that is open, the not good enough piece comes through and she's able to release that feeling of not good enough, because that's ultimately where it was attached, in her heart and in her solar plexus. So once we've released them, and then she's brought in these new identity of being able to change and being the person that makes change, this is really going to fly for her. That the evidence is there consciously in her mental body, B, the emotion has been released from her heart, and C, from her physical body and energetic body, that those cords of not feeling good enough have been removed. So I can guarantee you the next time I jump on with her, she's going to have some ideas to be coming to play, and there will be serious shifts within her. So what I want from you today is I want you to tune in and reflect on, what identity are you carrying now about yourself? And what identities does that future version of you that you're working towards have? And where's the gap? Who are you not being right now? And what do you need to become? What type of changes, what behavioral changes do you need in order to become the person, in order to take on the identity of that future version of you? As always, thank you for listening, and I'll see you on the next episode. And if you're ready to change your identity, then join me on the 17th of January at Unlocked Live, my in-person event, where you're going to be joined with 100 other South Asian women ready to unlock their voice, their courage and confidence so that they can share their mission, their vision and their business authentically, taking up space without feeling too much. The link for tickets is in the description below. As always, thank you for listening, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Finding Your Worth from Within. If today's message resonated with you, it would mean the world to me if you could follow, rate, and leave a review. Sharing the podcast with someone that you feel may benefit is the best way to help it grow and spread this important message. To stay connected between episodes, come hang out with me on Instagram @Mentoring. Can't wait to see you there.